Bonjour tout le monde! This is the first time I make this kind of video and hopefully it's gonna help a lot of people. There's something that has been bothering me for the past days because I've been trying to learn a new language. So while trying to do that, I realized that even if I knew how the word is written, I have no idea how to pronounce it. I don't know if it's the same for every language, but in French, a letter with another letter make a sound. For example, A and U makes O. I was wondering if I could find that, and after searching for so long for videos on YouTube and on internet, I have never found it. So I decided that I might do it for French because I would like to teach French to non-speaking French in the future. Why not start today? I feel like every time I'm starting to learn a language, because yes, I've been trying to learn a lot of languages, but I've always been discouraged because it teaches me words like hello, how are you, and stuff, and I just need to memorize them. The apps or like the techniques to learn words just throw words at me, and it's okay because you need to learn a certain amount of words to know how to speak the language. For sure, you're gonna have to use your memory, but I feel like it's gonna be easier if you learn a word and you know how to pronounce it already. Because I'm learning a word on top of like learning a word and mesmerizing how it's written. I need to mesmerize how to pronounce it. But no, with me, you're gonna have the whole package. Let's go! So, for me in French, there are two alphabets. The first one is the one I call the basic alphabet. That's the one we use to write and to read. So it's all the letters that you usually see when you read and that you use when you write. Actually, I'm going to talk about it in another video, so in the next video, because there's so much more to say about it. I don't want to talk about this and the other alphabet and make you so confused. So I'm going to talk about it later, and I'm going to start with the one for me that is the most like logical alphabet to learn first. Phonetics alphabet for me is the alphabet of talking. No, it's not the first alphabet we learn at school. Actually, I've never learned it at school before college. I was 17 years old when I learned it first because I was in musical theater and I had pronunciation classes. So yeah, I think we should learn it actually pretty early in our education system, but we don't unless you go to musical theater and have pronunciation classes. So this is, like I said, it's the alphabet of talking. You know, babies, when they're kids, babies, when they're babies, they're trying to imitate sounds, they're trying to imitate their parents, and they're trying to repeat words. Actually, it's the first alphabet we learn as humans. You know, a French baby would say gaga goo goo. It just proves that the baby is learning the sound they should say as French speaking people. So with this alphabet, you're gonna know every sound that a French speaking person can make with their mouth. As soon as you get all these sounds and you practice them and you think you're good at it, you can switch to like learn how to write and read and everything. I think the hardest in a language is to pronounce it, especially when it's so far from your mother tongue. By learning that first, that's gonna be out of the way, really. Now I'm gonna talk about something, I'm gonna precise something with you. There are so many dialects in French, but I think that's what makes the language beautiful. It's because we can make it such in different ways. I think this is so awesome. I'm French Canadian. I don't make the same sounds, even if they're the same as a French from France or Belgian or Swiss person. What I mean by that is you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to say the sound the same way as I do or the same way as French from France say it, because there are so many dialects. If it sounds like it should sound, it sounds similar to me. If it sounds similar to another French-speaking person, it's perfect. People are gonna understand you. So please don't search for perfection. I think an accent it takes so long to get to it. I mean, I'm speaking English since I'm 8 and I still have an accent, but people understand me, so please don't search perfection. People are not going to judge you. They're going to be so proud that someone learned French. So let's start with the sounds that you can find in French. So we're going to proceed. I'm going to write the letter that represents the sound or the symbol, and then I'm going to write an English word in which you can find the sound. For sure there are some sound in French that are not in English, so in that case I'm probably going to write a French word, and I'm going to try and make my possible to explain to you how to pronounce it as your best. So let's start with B. So it's a sound B. You find it in baby, like English. Then you have D, like dinosaur. So D, dinosaur. And there's F, like family. So family. G, like game. G, game. Okay, so this symbol is different from a letter, a typical letter we see. So that represents J, like magic. K, like in can. K, can. This is L, like light. So the L from light, it's the same sound. L, light. Then you have M, like mom, and N, like noon. Also there's P, like paper. Okay, now we've came to one of the most difficult one in French. I know for some other languages you have this letter, this phonetic letter, but in English, sorry, you don't. I'm gonna make my best to explain to you how to pronounce it, but for sure you're gonna have to practice it so you get better at it. So this is what we call the guttural R. Guttural because it's in your throat that you make the sound. So it's pronounced, it's in the back of your throat. There's no English words where you can find it, but I have it actually in my name. So Marie-Ève, this one here, so you can hear it, Marie-Ève. How you could practice it? It's gonna look really ridiculous, but in French, when we're kids and we imitate lions, we say grrr. So we make that sound. Forget the rar in English. Start the French grrr. Add a G in front of it, and it's gonna help you. You really need to feel the vibration in your throat. Now back to something easier, like snake, T, like turtle, V, like van, and you have Z, like zebra. This is another one. This is like a different symbol that doesn't look like a basic letter. So it's a sound ny. You can find it at the end of the word bring. So it looks like an N with a G attached to it. So it's really the sound ny. And finally, for the last consonant, another weird symbol. So it's like a big S. It represents sh. So we have it in reach. But if I separate this here, that's what we hear. Reach. So you just need to eliminate the T here, and it's gonna leave you with sh. To review all the consonants we just saw together, I just wrote them all, and you can try to follow me and pronounce them, or you can just listen, and then one day you're gonna be able to say them with me for sure. So B, D, F, G, J, K, L, M, N, P, R, S, T, V, Z, N, Sh. Now we're going to continue with the vowels. Some of them might sound really similar, but they're still different. So let's start with A, like castle. A, castle. So it's a really like open A. So A, like you're surprised. A. For the next one, I couldn't find a word in English that could like show you how to pronounce it, but it's kind of like A with your mouth a little bit closed. So it's A. This is a French word it means pasta, so it's pâte, pâte. Ah. So you remember you had the ah like that. So this is ah, ah. Okay, next one. So it's like a E upside down. It represents the sound E. E. In English, you have the word menu. Menu, so it's like this one here. Menu, menu. It's the same actually in French. It's the same word, so it's menu. Here you go. I taught you a sound and a new word in French. Next one is represented by E, but actually it's the sound A. You can find it in a word like play. So yeah, A. Next one is reverse 3. It sounds like E. You can find it in letter. So letter, so the second E, E. Then you have E, represented by the letter I. So it's the sound E from C. The next one is O, like bowling. O. Next vowel is the reverse C, and it represents the A from orange. A. Again, this one is similar to another one. It's similar to O. So we have O, which is more to the front, and A, which is more to the back, but in more open. So O, A, represented by the letter U, is the sound U, like two, or U, U, two. This one is also one that you don't find in English, but yet you can find in other languages. So it's represented by the letter Y. It sounds like U. You can find it in a word like lune, which is moon for French. How you could pronounce it is you really need to bring your whole lips in the front, in the shape of O, like this, and you try to say U. It's a sound that you make with your throat. Again, it's like if you just close your vocal cords. U, U, U. Well, this is not a sound, once again, that isn't in English. In French, we would say deux. This is two. So once again, you bring your lips in front. It's in the throat again. You close your vocal cords and you just try to say the word, the sound so it's similar to the U. U, U, U. In practice, maybe in front of your mirror, looking at how you put your mouth when you say it, and just alternate between U and E. Maybe it's gonna help you. Maybe if you try and you feel like you don't sound like you should sound, just try to move the sound in your throat. You're gonna find it for sure. Okay, so I think this one might be the most difficult one, but actually we don't have it a lot in a lot of words, so that's good for that. It's kind of a mix between and E. In French, an example of word is jeune, so it's young. Actually, it's really in between these two, so E. I know it sounds really similar to this one, but there's a little difference. So jeune, E. Let's review together all the vowels. So you have A, E, I, O, U, U, E. I'm gonna teach you next. It's maybe the most complex sounds of French. This is what we call nasal vowels. There are 4 of them. Let's look at it together. Every nasal vowel comes from another vowel. So you have E here, and there's a little tilt. We call that the tilt on top of it. So it means it should be nasal. So you should make the sound in your nose. To make your practice to bring a sound to your nose right now, what you can do is, remember this little symbol here? The nye is already bringing the sound to your nose. So just think about this feeling of the sound in your nose when you're trying to pronounce the nasal vowels, okay? So this one starts from E, and we're gonna bring it to our nose. So air is more like in the back of your throat, in the back of your mouth, and you should bring it in the front, in your nose. So okay? It's weird, but you can always start from the vowel and bring it to the front. Like pain in French. You can also pretend that you're, I don't know, a witch or something. I don't know. You put your nose like this in the beginning, but actually after, if you always pronounce these vowels and make your face like that, people are gonna be like, are you in pain or something? Are you okay? But in the beginning, it's okay. You can take every little tricks, tips to help you pronounce it better. This one is starts from a. You see it's in the back, and you're gonna bring it to the front in your nose again. So this is the word blanc. It means white. So you should bring it in the front so it makes this here. Next one starts from a. It's the sound here, bon. So you're gonna start from a in the back and bring it through your nose to make on. Oh. And finally, last one for the nasal one. It starts from e. You're gonna bring it to the front so it makes this sound here, and it's r. Okay? So here it's the word brun. It means brown. For the 4 nasal vowels, so you have un, on, Last thing for the sounds in French. After these 3 sounds, it's gonna be complete. You're gonna know every freaking sound that a French-speaking person can make. So they're called semi-vowels, semi-consonants, because they have they have a mix of both. Maybe that sounds confusing, but I swear it's not as complicated as it seems. Okay, so we have this sound here represented by the letter J. It actually sounds like y in yoga. So see, you have it in English. Then you have W, that sounds like w, like the w in whale. And finally, for the last sound in French, it looks like that, the symbol. You don't have it in English, I think. I couldn't find an example, but I'm gonna give you an example in French. So it's the sound w, r. So you can find it at 8, which is 8. R, 8. You might confuse it with w, like the W here. Oops. The W. This is w, r, w, r. For the 3 semi-consonant, semi-vowels, you have y, w, r. Congratulations! You came through all the sounds that you can find in French. For sure, if you learn these sounds, you're gonna know how to speak French. But before I let you go, we're gonna practice writing some words with the alphabet I just taught you. Use it as much as you can. If you find a word in French and you're like, shit, I don't know how to pronounce this word, just go on Google and type the French word phonetics. You're gonna find this alphabet that you just learned, and you're gonna know how to pronounce it. How we're gonna work? I'm gonna say the word because I speak French and I know how to pronounce it, even if I don't see the phonetics alphabet. So I'm gonna pronounce it, and then when you hear it, try to write it in the phonetic alphabet. Then I'm gonna write it myself, and you can see if you got it. Okay? So we're gonna start with giraffe. Giraffe. Okay? So I'm gonna give you a few seconds. Try to write it. Giraffe. Ready? Okay. How we would write it. So first, let's cut it in syllables. We have J, right? That's J. Then you would add I, J. Then second syllable, raf. Raf. Do you recognize the r? So you would write the R. Then, is it a or a? Giraffe. A. Then you're missing a sound. So here you go. You have giraffe. So now let's practice the opposite. Let's practice trying to pronounce a word from the phonetics alphabet, which is going to be the most useful function of this alphabet. We have the sound le, the sound un, d, and i, which makes lundi. So it makes this word, which means Monday. And let's try another one. Okay, so we have a, k, a, l, which would make école. So making this word école, which means school. So here you go. Now you know how to use phonetic alphabet. Thank you so much everyone for watching the video. Subscribe if you want to see more. Comment to tell me how you liked the video, if you would suggest something. I'm really open to every comment. Next video we're gonna see, like I said in the beginning, the basic alphabet. So the one we use to write and read. But I suggest that you practice this one first a few times and then you can switch to the other video. See you soon! À bientôt!